The Saints head to Tampa Bay to face Buccaneers. Buccaneers are 8.5-point home favorites. Over under set at 42.5. Wyatt, why don't you take this one away?
Yeah, I mean, these Saints, man, I've lost a lot of money on these Saints, but it is their second time playing Dallas. They lost to Dallas 23-3 at home on October 26th. Obviously, this game is at Tampa now, which doesn't give them much benefit at all. But we did see some improvements. I know they were playing the Dolphins last week, and the Dolphins are not fantastic, but the Saints are kind of battling in that game. We had Shuck throw 2 passing touchdowns, which I didn't know he was capable of. So I'm going to take a chance. Again, the game I'm not really enthusiastic to bet, but I'm gonna take a chance that the Saints cover the what is it, 8.5, 8.5 spread here. I think it's a little too many points. It is getting to be actually, it's not even a must-win game for Tampa because their division is so bad, so they're fine. I think the Saints can catch them and keep it close. So give me New Orleans plus 8.5. Don't touch Taysom Hill, which means this is going to be the game. Taysom scores twice.
Yeah, I like New Orleans a lot in this game, plus the 8.5 points. Wyatt mentioned already lost to Tampa earlier in the season, 3-23, got embarrassed on their home field. Now they travel to Tampa. I think Tampa's going to look at this one. You know, they're off the win against the Cardinals, finally got that monkey off their back, hadn't won since late October. And now I think they view this game as kind of a get in, get out. Bottom feeder of their division, a team they already went to New Orleans and just manhandled. So I really like that this game is in Tampa, actually, off that scenario. And they have Thursday Night Football on deck against the Falcons. Falcons aren't battling them for the division. They beat the Falcons in week 1, although if you remember, that was a Baker Mayfield classic comeback game there. So I do think they're a little more worried about Atlanta than they are New Orleans here. 8.5, just too many points. I do think Tampa finds a way to win it. But I do like the points here with New Orleans.
You guys are against Baker Mayfield against the poopy Saints? Yeah, I am too. Yeah, I like that. Give me the New Orleans Saints there. I agree. The points are just too high. Especially the Saints have been keeping games very close. Tampa Bay, you want to say the Saints are keeping games close. Tampa Bay is either like kicking a field goal to win or they're kicking a field goal and losing. Like Tampa Bay is always within 3. Except for, like you said, the Saints blowout. I like this game to stay close. You're getting over a touchdown here. 8.5, number's too high. I couldn't agree more. The Tennessee Titans head to Cleveland to face the Browns. Browns are 4.5-point home favorites. Over under set at 33.5. Yeah, no. I want everybody to know that your screen did not just pause. That was an intended delay. 33.5. Wow. Okay. Ethan, I have to send it to you, man.
You already know it is the puke in the mouth game of the week.
I think I'm gonna vomit!
It's weird being on this side and not having the sound because it is an awkward silence for us while you wait. So I apologize. You guys have been having to deal with that.
It is. I like that you always talk next, though. It gives me the cue to let me know when it's over.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Titans, because they have a decent defense. I'm not laying 4.5 with Shedeur. I'm sorry. I'm just never going to do it. I don't care if he turns into Patrick Mahomes. I will never lay 4.5 points with Shedeur Sanders. Take it to the grave. I actually like the over. Call me crazy. I like the over. People are overreacting to the weather. Unless there's super high winds, it's not going to be that bad. I'm not betting that game, though.
Yeah, this is also going to be the Titans for me. I think the Titans win it outright. The 1-11 Titans upset the 3-9 Cleveland Browns with Bronny James at QB. Yeah, I think Tennessee catches them off guard. I know Cleveland had a first one of Shedeur against the Raiders, who were ass, got smoked by the Niners, and now they play another ass Titans team at home. But I think the Titans can catch them, so I'm going to take them on the spread. I definitely think this is a very, very possible upset this week.
Real quick. All right, so we got our bag. I got something in here.
Oh, boy.
Oh, what is it? It's a watch. Wait, hold on.
Careful with that mic. That's a lot of moving around.
1 second. 1 second. Hey, don't leave. I promise it's worth the wait. We're back. What? It's a watch? What does it say? What time is it? Can you guys read that? I can't read these old-fashioned clocks.
Cleveland minus 4.5.
Wait, this is it. I thought, is this Santa? I thought this was Santa's sack. Oh no, it's Myles Garrett's sack. Listen, hold up.
Oh God.
What time is it? What time is it? Hey, chat, clip that. Listen, hey, Shador Sanders, this Browns team, baby, minus 4.5. You know what? I teasered this, but I went the other direction.
Minus
I
10.5?
added 7.
But I think these bonus bets are going to your brain.
Hey, what time is it? What time is it? Oh, it's Cleveland minus 4. Let me one more time. There we go. That's what time it is. Clip
You're on
that.
Cleveland.
I'm on Cleveland here.
Oh boy. Okay.
Give me
Please, for
Cleveland
the
in
love
that
of God,
defense.
If you bet that, please make that a bonus bet.
What a
Listen, our defense is too good. Our defense is too good, bro.
Oh man, I could have guessed a million things. Wouldn't have guessed that, especially with the result of you on Cleveland.
Hey, I don't know how many people are in here right now. The answer is not enough. That's just as simple as that. That was a lot of work for that bit. Damn, Dion. Yeah, I should have gone first, is why.
Yeah.
Like, they're not, none of them are going to pick my son. My boy. My blood. All right. Let's talk about the AFC South. The Indianapolis Colts face the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags, 1.5 point home. Dogs over under set at 47.5. Give me Jacksonville here. Jacksonville right now leading the division in the driver's seat. Whoever wins this is going to take over. The Jags, they're the underdogs. You got to take a couple underdogs. Wyatt was just calling for the Titans outright. I'll call for the Jags outright. I think the Jags get it done at home. This is going to be a really close game. I think the Colts have had a bad last 2 runs, losing to the Chiefs, losing to the Texans. I think a lot of people are going to assume that they're going to hop back on against Jacksonville. It's a divisional matchup. It's going to be tough. This is a game actually, I think I do have a bet on the Jags. I might have a bet on the Jags. But if I didn't have a bonus bet, I wouldn't. Don't feel that good about it. Ethan, what do you think?
I like the Colts in this game, but it's not one that I'm crazy about betting here. But obviously, 2 8-4 teams. Winner of this game takes the lead in the division. They still play a second time this year, so that division is wide open. Houston as well in the mix. But I think people are ready to sell on Indy. I think they're starting to lose games, and people are saying, we knew this was coming. We thought Indy were frauds all year. Now it's finally happening, but I think Jacksonville's a little bit fraudulent. I'm just not sold on this team. Their one impressive win was at home against the Chargers. That was not a good spot for LA in that game. They had to travel all the way to Jacksonville. I believe that was an early start time for them. It was a blowout. Jags were underdogs, but other than that, they took the Raiders to overtime. Got a win there. They let Houston come back from, I believe it was like 29-3 in the fourth quarter, beat them. Arizona took them to OT. Sure, you got a nice win against the Titans. It's the Titans. I just don't trust Jacksonville whatsoever here. Trevor Lawrence looked awful in that Arizona game. Mm-hmm. It looked like he was trying to give that win to Arizona. I just don't trust him. I trust Daniel Jones, even on a broken leg, more than I do Jacksonville. I not necessarily sold that Indy is very good, but I also don't think they're very bad. I'm going to take a stab with Indianapolis here.
Yeah, I don't like this game at all. I have the Jags circled here. Jags 3-game win streak. It's something for Jacksonville. And then Colts, like you said, 2-game losing streak. They lost 3 of the last 4. Obviously, Danny Dimes with a small injury here. But yeah, I'm going to slightly lean the Jags simply because they're the home team. It's also becoming a very big divisional game. So I'll take the Jags simply because of home field advantage. And I hope they can get it done. But again, probably my least favorite game we're going to talk about.
Couldn't agree more. Let's talk about the next game. The Seattle Seahawks face the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons 7.5-point home dogs over under set at 44.5. Is it time for Kirko Chains? Ethan?
I love Atlanta in this game. Absolutely love them. It's just the buying low, selling high. You have Seattle off a blowout, shutout win against the Vikings, who didn't even have a quarterback show up to that game. Poor guy trying to make his first start in the league, was just absolutely terrible. Now they travel to Atlanta here for this game. Atlanta off losing to the Jets. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than losing to the Jets. I thought that game was pretty poorly coached there late. They do have Tampa Bay on deck Thursday Night Football, but I like this spot here for Atlanta. There is really no look ahead. If they want to compete in that division, which Wyatt already mentioned, is still wide open. Even though Atlanta only has 4 wins on the season, there is a world where they could somehow win that division. I don't think they're going to. But yeah, I think getting the full touchdown here with Atlanta at home against Seattle, that is coming off a shutout win, selling high on Seattle, buying low on Atlanta. Also, the one way you stop this Seattle offense and Sam Darnold, you put pressure on him. And I really like the defensive line, the front 7 here for the Atlanta Falcons here. I think they can get pressure on Darnold, make his day a little bit tougher than what he's expecting. Like the Falcons, give me the upset.
I am right there with you. I like Atlanta quite a bit. Love taking a team off of probably one of the worst losses on the year against the Jets. Atlanta, God, I don't know what went wrong, but something went wrong big time. Probably when they drafted Penix. But anyways, Seattle looks almost unstoppable unless they play the Rams, where they barely lose by 2. I mean, who's taking Atlanta here? So I love Atlanta. I like the upset. I'm not going to call for it, but I'll happily take the points here with the Falcons.
We got a comment here, although I can barely read it because I can't see shit in these sunglasses. It's dark in here. He says Kirk Cousins needs to retire. I think I agree, but I know I'm on Seattle here. And it's just because of how good that Seattle defense has been. I think Atlanta has really been struggling, and I don't know why Tyler Algier had the first touchdown of that game as a fantasy owner. That just pisses you off so much. But in real life football, I think Seattle is just a very, very good team right now. In that race, potentially could get the number 1 seed. So I think that they're going to come into this game. They should be able to blow them out easy, but you're only having to cover the 7. So I will take Seattle there. I don't know how this team I thought was going to be horrible has ended up so good. It doesn't make sense to me.
People are saying it's just Sam Darnold, that he might just be the guy.
Hey, I mean, they're proving me wrong.
He just won a shitload of games at Minnesota. Turns out when he left, they suck. Now Geno was a problem at Seattle. Turns out, I don't know. Something's fishy.
I think Darnold can win, but I think things are lining up where he's getting a good offensive-minded coach, a stud wide receiver, decent defense. I don't know.
Geno had JSN and DK.
True, but
Yeah,
we're seeing what Geno is.
True.
Watch your mouth, Ethan. We have another comment. Remember when everyone was shocked when they drafted Penix? I remember. Guys, the glasses are staying on until we get to halftime.
That quarterback class might not shake out
like
people were thinking.
No.
But 2 of them looking good.
The Miami Dolphins headed to New York to face the Jets. Jets are 2.5-point home dogs. Over-under set at 41.5. Wyatt, good luck, buddy.
Yeah, I said Colts and Jags was going to be my least favorite game to talk about, which is actually going to be a great game. 2 8-4 teams. This is probably going to be my least game to talk about and try to figure out what I'm going to bet here. I mean, Miami are they kind of back? Won 4 out of 5. I mean, granted, it was against Saints, Commanders, Falcons, but then they did kind of blow out Buffalo there. Got smoked by the. I don't know. Like I said, I keep trying to find these spots where I'm going to take the Jets, and this is just a team that's just not working. It's not working when I've tried to take the Jets. I know they beat the Falcons last week. They beat the Browns. They beat the Bengals by 1. I'm going to take the Dolphins, and I don't like it because I absolutely despise this team. Probably my least rated team in the NFL, I'm not going to lie. But I'll take the Dolphins. I think that maybe the Jets are feeling good about a Falcons win. I don't know. I really am struggling to even figure out. This is a game I'm 100% not betting, and I apologize. I wish I had some more in-depth knowledge or predictions for you guys. I honestly don't know. I can't take the Jets anymore. I'm going to hope that they're off an emotional win, but what does it matter? They're 3-9. I think Miami does have some stuff to play for, so give me Miami 51% on the confidence there.
We are in unprecedented territory, gents. Ben, cue it up. Second puke in the mouth game of the week.
Oh my!
I think I'm gonna vomit.
God, yeah, that's worse the second time.
I just have one question, and this is a serious question just because I don't want to sound like an idiot. MetLife is outdoors, correct?
Correct.
It's an outdoor stadium.
Correct.
Okay.
It's also New Jersey.
Tua, I'm assuming it's not going to be warm. Tua in the cold, revenge spot. I don't like the Jets off a win, tell you that much for free. I'll lean the Jets because Tua in the cold, you're catching points at home. No clue. This game sucks.
Yep.
Well, damn, he took all my talking points. I thought I was gonna be the smart guy on the cold weather game up in Jersey. No, shit. If I was, I could double bit right here. If I was fit like Wyatt or Ethan, you too, I'd just take the shirt off right now, do some Jersey Shore content for you guys. But it'd be more like a dairy farm on my end. So, guys, I'm with you. Give me the. Or Ethan, I'm with you. Give me the Jets plus the 2.5. It's a coin flip. Who's going to win this? I can't believe Miami's minus 155 on the money line. This is as true to a minus 110 game as you could ever find. So I'll take the points. I'll take the home team in a cold climate. Hopefully to is brain freeze too mean?
Brain froze a while ago.
Right. All right. Last one before halftime. We got the Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are 6-point home favorites. Over under set at 42.5. Wyatt, what do you think?
Yeah, interesting game. 1-2 in the North here. 6-6 and 6-6. Steelers got absolutely destroyed by the Bills. I know it's just 26-7, but they got absolutely whomped. Rodgers looks like the guy from Home Alone. He got spanked around. His hair's going to catch on fire wearing a beanie next. But that being said, then you have Baltimore losing to Cincy. Bad to Cincy. Oh, another tricky one, man. I mean, Baltimore is a much better team. These games are always so freaking tight, and this one obviously means a lot more because 1-2 in the standings in the North for the AFC. But I'm going to take a shot, Pittsburgh plus the points. I think it's going to be a 3 to 4 point Baltimore win.
I hate myself for not betting Buffalo last week. It was just so easy, and it was too easy that I got scared away. And it's because I think the public still likes Pittsburgh, and I've been saying it all year. Pittsburgh sucks. Yes, they're 6-6. Guess what? They had a 6-1 turnover differential against the Patriots, won by 7. 5-1 turnover differential against the Colts, won by 7. They should have lost both those games. This should be a 4-8 team at best. This team absolutely sucks. They're just not good. Oh, by the way, they make splashy old offseason signings all year, add Adam Thielen to the mix. Congratulations, 36-year-old wide receiver joining Pittsburgh. I mean, it lines right up with Ramsey and Rodgers and Slay and, all the other guys that they've signed over the offseason. But Baltimore is going to run them out of the building. Speaking of turnover differential, Baltimore 5-1, -4 turnover differential against Cincinnati, which made that game get out of control. They're going to come back with a better game plan here. They do have Pittsburgh and then Cincinnati again on deck. They can really take control of this division with 2 back-to-back wins. They're at home in this game. Pittsburgh sucks. I cannot get over how bad Pittsburgh is. So give me Baltimore in an absolute runaway here. I know they don't look like the Baltimore I expected them to be. They're still going to blow Pittsburgh off their own field today or this week.
This is what the fourth Guess the Connection was. It was Lamar Jackson and every team that Geno Smith has played for. And I was going to say they're both Geno Smith because Lamar Jackson has played horrible. He's played so bad this year. I don't think he's still hurt, but he has not came back the same as we saw before the injury. That being said, it's hard to take Pittsburgh, even though Pittsburgh's home. Or no, Pittsburgh's away. Sorry. Gosh, yeah. I think I'm going to have to take the Ravens at the bank. Is that Mark Ingram? Take it to the bank. Baltimore Ravens -6. Nasty number. The 6 almost pushed me to Pittsburgh. So I feel like I'm close. Probably the biggest fence rider for this one. But yeah, give me the Ravens -6. We got another comment. A-Chain is going to have a huge game. Tua sucks in the cold.
True. Good luck.
See it. All right, next up, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Buffalo Bills. Bills -5.5 point home favorites, over-under set at 53.5. Wyatt, I'm going to send it to you, so maybe you get to talk this time without getting cut off.
I don't like this game. I'll tell you right now. Cincy, Joe Burrow back, 32-14 against the Ravens on, was that Thanksgiving? Yeah, Thanksgiving Day. Buffalo off a dominating win against Pitt. I don't even know how to think about this game. It's tricky. It's a freaking tricky one. I like both quarterbacks, to be honest. I usually just root, besides the Lions, I just try to root for quarterbacks that I like. Love Josh Allen. Pretty big fan of Joe Burrow, even though he's a little injury prone. So it's just a tough game for me. I'm kind of going to root for Cincy just because I want them to get into that AFC North Division run because it's wide open still. And I think Joe Burrow being back does help them a little bit. Their defense is still horrendous. I think the best bet for this game would just be take Buffalo's team total on the over. I think Buffalo can score literally every possession if they want to. James Cook could probably have 300 yards if he wanted to. But I'm going to take a shot on Cincy. Cincy on the spread. Just going to hope it's an entertaining game. I'm excited to watch it a lot. It's just not a great betting opportunity, in my opinion, for me to make a confident bet here. So give me Cincy on the spread, but don't feel very confident about that.
Yeah, I'm not too confident in this one either. The 5.5 line is the line in the NFL that Wyatt and I typically are all over, but I'm going to lean with Buffalo in this game. And really, it's just I think Buffalo is ultimately by far the better team. Mentioned with Baltimore that they lost the turnover battle to this Bengals team 5-1 last week. So since he benefited from the +4 turnovers, yes, it looked like a big win on the scoreboard, and they really did kind of dominate them. But I think it, kind of skews this number a little bit. I know Buffalo went out and dominated Pittsburgh as well, but I do think people are thinking, Joe Burrow almost did it last year. He's going to do it again this year. I think it gets put to rest here. Buffalo really good at home. They only have the one loss to the Patriots by 3 points. Other than that, they've had some good wins. The Chiefs, the Bucks, the Ravens back in week 1 when the Ravens were actually pretty good at that point. So I like Buffalo. I like them at home here. I think the run for the Bengals is going to be short-lived. I think it's over after this week. Give me Buffalo to win and cover the 5.5. Oh, and I do like the over.
I see you like the over, and I don't blame you. I think I like the over too, and that's the reason I'm going to take Cincinnati. I just think you have 2 quarterbacks with very competent offenses, very questionable defenses. I know Buffalo's a popular team to slob all over, but Buffalo defense, not that great. They got a whole bunch of points scored against them and lost to the Miami Dolphins. So can they lose to the Bengals? I think they can. Both very good quarterbacks that can have game-winning drives. So you're going to give me the 5.5. I'll take the points. If you made me pick which side, I couldn't do it. So just give me the points in this one. All right, Denver Broncos versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders 7.5-point home dogs. Over/under set at 40.5. This was a Thursday night game just a couple weeks ago. And you guys were on the correct side when you guys chose Las Vegas. The game ended up being 10-7, very close. And it was at Denver. Denver's just been winning every game. They went to overtime against Washington, a team that, as a backup quarterback, hasn't looked very good this year. So they're coming off an overtime game at Sunday night. And now you get a 7.5 line. I'm going to take the Broncos. I think they do get it done this time. Because there's sometimes we see a divisional game, I think it's going to play out the exact same way. I still think the Broncos are just way better than the Raiders. Raiders have nothing to play for. Give me the Broncos minus the points because they've looked bad and kept it close against bad teams. But in this game, I say the Broncos eat. I say RJ Harvey, one of my favorite plays. I wrote about him in the the player prop DFS article this week. Harvey to score. I like that player prop a lot. Otherwise, yeah, just give me Denver minus the 7.5. Ethan, what do you think?
I was half tempted to throw this as a fourth puke in the mouth game just because the Raiders are involved. But I think that shut down the stream. So I will.
That's our commenter. That's our commenter's he said my team is the Raiders, unfortunately.
Oh no, I got to be nice, but I can't. This team is so bad. I think they're done. I think their season's over, and I think they know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he knows too, but this is a bad team. This is like a top 5 bad team. Like ever. This team is really, really not good. There's not a single position on the team that, is even worth writing home about. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, Ben, with the second game goes a little bit differently than what the first one was. I like Denver in a blowout. I like it to go over 31-14. Denver runs away with this one.
Ooh.
Give me the Raiders. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I think they can keep it close once again. Denver can't blow out from anyone. So I'll take another shot on Raiders.
That's fair. Ethan, they scored 14 points last week. Do you think that is going to be double Brock Bowers' touchdowns again this week? How do they score those points?
I think it's going to have to be.
It's going to have to be. Okay.
It's going to have to be.
He said, no, I know we suck, LOL. But that's what happens when you try to reunite old coaches with previous quarterbacks. Yeah.
True. I will say, Brock Bowers is a bright spot. That is a position I would get excited about.
And he'll be fine. He'll be fine. The Raiders are just terrible.
I don't know. Who'd he play in college? Not much.
Let's talk about another divisional game. We got the LA Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals are also 7.5-point home dogs. Over/under set at 47.5. Rams coming off a loss to, I believe, Wyatt's Panthers. So Wyatt, why don't you take this one?
Yeah, I believe I was on Carolina in that game. They win it outright, which was nice to see. There's that Carolina podcast, and those guys have to be going through the freaking ringer with this Carolina team, beating the Rams. Who else do they beat? Someone else good. Packers, and then lose to the Saints. Is that what they lost to?
Yep,
probably.
And then they're just all over the place. Anyways, this is the Rams Cardinals, not my Cats in Carolina. Arizona's bad. They're just not good. I know they've had 2 close games against Tampa and Jacksonville, 2 decent teams, but I think this is just going to be a Rams team that kind of got humbled a little bit. I think they were the Super Bowl favorites. They are obviously number 1 in the NFC West, number 1 spot in the NFC. They needed to get humbled a little bit. They walked into Carolina thinking they could win that one. So I think this is a bounce back game for the Rams. They're going to, I think, take it to a divisional opponent in Arizona.
Yeah, I'm going to lean the Cardinals here, plus the points. But I don't like that it's LA off of a loss. However, LA does have Detroit on deck in their home stadium. I know it's not divisional or anything, but obviously with all the storylines of the trade and the Stafford and the Goff, I mean, it is a big game. It's 2 teams that have had history since that trade. So I do think that's a big game. You look at Arizona's schedule, we've talked about it just a million times. This team has only gotten blown out twice in the entire season. That was against Seattle and San Francisco. The two things that has in common, both divisional, both the second time that those teams had played. So in the first game, they only lost to San Fran by 1, lost to Seattle by 3. This is their first time playing LA. I'm going to expect Arizona to keep this one close. Look at LA to potentially blow them out, although that will be the last game of the year. So who knows what LA's playing for at that point. But I'm going to look for Arizona to keep it close in the first matchup with the Rams here, like they've done with every other team outside of the second game against San Fran and Seattle.
Why did you hear what he said about they've only been blown out twice this year?
Is it 3?
I think that means they're due. I think that means they're due for a big loss here. Get a Rams team after that humble pie. Yeah, give me the Rams here minus the 7.5. If you want to tease it down to a Rams win, that seems like it's a foregone conclusion. Which some might have said that about the Panthers, but we give the Panthers a little bit more respect around here than that. So yeah, I like the Rams minus the 7.5. I think they get it done. I think they win by at least 2 touchdowns. I think it's going to be opposite of what you said, Ethan. I think they get a blowout here, and it's close in the last game because their spots pretty much locked up at that point. So that's how I see it. So it's going to be a big play on spot for the Cardinals, I think, in the last week. This season. He says, if you watched it, it's mostly Stafford having a really off game. Rams are overall a better team than Carolina. Still have them going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, absolutely. Rams got to fight for that 1 seed right now, too, against the Chicago Bears, Ethan.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kicking myself for not playing on Carolina last week. So that was a terrible spot in hindsight. Cross country, early start. Stupid.
Let's talk about the Bears, because the Bears play the Packers. But they are 6.5 point dogs. Over-under set at 44.5. This game is at Green Bay. Ethan, the Bears are winning this outright, aren't they?
Yeah. No, the Bears might not win another game. I'm going to keep saying it. This team is just a fraud. And I was watching the Eagles game. I was like, oh my God, I was wrong. I was dead wrong. This team's decent. Well, then I got to thinking, I was just talking smack about the Eagles all last week before they gave up that second half to come back to Dallas. Eagles aren't that good. They can't put up any points. Now you're getting Green Bay as a 6.5 point favorite. Tell you this much, public is hammering Chicago, and if this goes to 7, absolutely hammer spot for Green Bay. That's going to tell you everything you need to know. So I'm going to wait. I don't mind taking the 7. I know obviously 6.5 is a much better number, but I'm going to see where the market moves this. If it goes to 7, I'm immediately smashing Green Bay. Green Bay is so far and away the better team here. Chicago's not top 20. Like, they're at the end of the day, they're just not. They're 15th best odds to win the Super Bowl right now, which just tells you everything you need to know. The team is just not good. They've had a very, very easy strength of schedule. I won't necessarily knock that win against Philly at Philly. It was a big win. I bet Philly. I liked Philly in that spot. Good win for Chicago, their first good win of the season. It's all going to come crashing down, blowing up in their face. It's just not going to last. So give me Green Bay in a complete rout in this game. Think they win it 17-21. Just probably no sweat second half, fourth quarter here for the Packers.
Are you sure you're not biased because you're smashing the Packers?
I lost going against both these teams last week, so there might be a little anti-Bears bias here, but God, this team.
I'm right there with you. I think Green Bay absolutely rolls. I don't think Green Bay has the offensive capability of doing what Detroit did to Chicago early in the season, but I do think it's going to be a multi-touchdown win for Green Bay. Definitely double digits. Give me Green Bay easily. Probably my favorite bet on the spread here.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. You know how I get when I start. I try to send you one way. I whip you back the other. So give me the Packers minus the 6.5. I agree. I like it a lot. Packers, man, as bad as they've looked lately, I think you're right, man. They're just gonna flood it on the Bears plus 6.5. I love it. Packers taking it. It says our commenter agreed they are frauds. Bears won 3 games against backup quarterbacks. One barely won with a blocked field goal and one with a Hail Mary throw. I mean, that's what we've been saying all year, right?
Yep. telling you, don't think they make. Well, I don't know. They're gonna be right there on making the playoffs.
Yeah. All right, the Houston Texans head to Kansas City to face the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. Chiefs are 3.5-point home favorites. Over/under set at 41.5. I'm just gonna say it so I don't get pulled off the side. I'm taking the Texans plus the 3.5. I'm not convinced they don't win this one outright at the plus 150. Just our left tackle went on IR, Simmons, and then Juwan Taylor might be out, so we might be out with both of our starting. Sorry. I keep saying the Chiefs might be out without their starting tackles. Man, I don't know what's better if Taylor does play or he doesn't play. The dude just gets penalty. That's all he does. It's not like he ever blocks anybody. Texans, one of the best at rushing the passer. Very, very good defense. Chiefs need this one. I think a lot of people are probably going to pour in money on the Chiefs. Maybe the Texans win against the Colts is able to keep this like 50-50 enough, but I really think the Texans are winning this week. I hate it. I know, Ethan, you kind of talked me off of the throw everything I own on Chiefs to miss the playoffs at minus 130, but I just don't. I hate this game. Any game that we're going to lose, I think it's either this one or Denver, and I'd lean towards this one. What do you think, man?
I'm going to throw it to Wyatt quick because I'm going to quick touch on futures after I quick touch on this game.
Okay.
Yeah, this is turning into a not quite yet, but it's getting close for Kansas City. It's almost a must-win game. Texans play much better, obviously, at home. They did get a pretty surprise win at the Colts last week, but again, I think something with Daniel Jones isn't quite there. They are a complete different team on the road, and I just think it's going to be too much for them to go into Kansas City, and Kansas City is literally – when's the last time Kansas City's been third in the AFC West in week whatever we're at? Like, they are coming into panic zone right now. They're still a very good team. It's been a while. So this is a must-win game for Kansas City. I know Texans have won 4 straight, but I think Kansas City gets it done and wins and covers this game.
Kansas City wins and covers?
What'd you say?
I just want to make sure I heard that right. You said Kansas City wins and covers?
Kansas City win and cover, yes, sir.
Okay.
And that's going to be me as well for the graphic here. The reason I can't bet it is probably the hook, because Kansas City is just notorious for playing close games. Best bet, Ben, you'll probably see less 1st and 15s in this game than you've seen in a Chiefs game in the last 2 years with Juwan out. But here's the thing, and I just have to quick touch on futures because I think it's a really, really good week if you do want to get involved in the future market. I mean, Kansas City is a very good home team. Their only home loss on the season is Philadelphia in a game that we talked about multiple times after. Kind of a fraudulent win for Philly. KC could have easily won. Okay, their home games, Texans, Chargers, Broncos. They're not easy, but they're all at home. Their 2 road games, Titans, Raiders. Those should be easy road victories for the Chiefs. I think they see a path to the playoffs here. This is obviously, I think, a must-win at this point for Kansas City. Mm-hmm. And you just look at the futures market here. Let me quick get it pulled up. The team at the top is the Rams. I don't hate it. I don't doubt it. I like the Rams. They should be the Super Bowl favorite. Next, you have Seattle. They're not winning a Super Bowl. I'm sorry. They're a really good team. They're not going to win a Super Bowl. Imagine Sam Darnold holding up that Lombardi trophy. It's not happening. Green Bay is next. I don't think it's going to happen, but maybe. Buffalo, I like. Philly's probably not going to repeat. New England, like maybe. Denver's not doing it. Indy's not doing it. Next up, you have Kansas City, Baltimore, Detroit, San Francisco. These are the teams. The cream always rises to the top in the NFL. You don't get these, Cinderella teams that actually go all the way to win the Super Bowl. We had Burrow's first or second year with the Bengals where he got close. Cream rise to the top. Kansas City beat him. You just don't get these quick turnarounds. Maybe the Patriots because they have so much history and a winning coach, and I do like Drake May. I don't see it happening yet. I think he probably wins the Super Bowl in his career. I don't see it. I think the teams you want to bet on, Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City, Detroit. I really do. That's the way I see the value here. You're getting great value on all those teams outside of maybe Buffalo, but they are right now the only team that looks like they'll almost certainly make the playoffs. You're at risk of not making the playoffs altogether, but it's not going to be one of these surprise teams. It's just not. Maybe it's the Rams, and they're only plus 450. I like Kansas City. I think they get through. Ben, we were talking the other day, no one's going to want to face Kansas City in the playoffs if they
No.
make it. That's a team that's been there, done that for 7 years in a row. And if they get in, like, they're going to be favored over the Colts. They're going to be favored over the Jags. They're going to be favored over who else is even up there? New England, Denver. They're going to be the favorite in those games. I think if you like Kansas City to win the game, go sprinkle on their Super Bowl, them to make the playoffs. That's the way I would look at it. I do think Kansas City is still alive to win that Super Bowl.
No, I like it. And I'm hearing a lot of, we do have a comment, the Chiefs' kingdom has fallen. I just feel like that's so, I'm seeing a lot of that right now. I feel like that's so far from the truth. They went to 3 straight Super Bowls. If they don't make the playoffs this year and get a third place schedule, you're probably looking at them with a 1 seed next year. I mean, the schedule this year was just absolute nails. So, yeah, it's far from over. He says Lions still have a chance. You guys are right. Are you in a spot or just right on the hunt? You get 6-6?
We're 7-5 in the hunt.
7-5.
It feels like the sky is falling for Detroit, but like it's really not that bad.
No.
But I think it's Chicago and Green Bay, the fact that they're both ahead of us. Notice I didn't even mention Chicago. That's because they're 35-1 to win the Super Bowl.
Good point. Good point. Let's talk about Monday Night Football, guys. The Eagles head to Los Angeles to face the Chargers. Chargers are 3-point home dogs. Over-under set at 40.5. Wyatt, I'm sending it to you, but this is a game Herbert possibly has a broken hand. I don't really know. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, that's news to me because I've been focused on college. Yeah, I had Chargers circled originally. Give me Chargers again, especially if with that Herbert stuff. Yeah, Philly. I think they're going to start. They've already started. I just think they're going to continue to be mediocre, subpar, and the Chargers are a pretty solid squad. Again, quarterback situation is going to be an important thing for this game. But even when Philly was good, they weren't just destroying teams on the road. I think their biggest road win was by 17th to the Giants, but every other win was under 6 points. So getting 3 points at home for 3.5, whatever it's at, for the Chargers, I think that's a good value, and I think the Chargers can win it outright, and I like them at the field goal here.
Yeah, I absolutely hate this game. I guess for the graphic, give me the Chargers here. I don't like it, though. I could see Philly bouncing back, but I do think Philly is very similar to that 2023 team that they lost to the terrible Cardinals when Arizona was absolutely dog shit that year and got smoked in the first round of the playoffs. Just not bought into Philly at all. And it is true. Herbert does have a broken non-throwing hand. He had surgery on it on Monday, and he is supposed to be playing. So for that reason, I like the under in this game. If I do bet this game, it will be on the under. Clearly offensive issues with Philadelphia. Now starting franchise quarterback has a broken non-throwing hand. I don't think they're going to let him sit back in the pocket and really risk taking big shots. So I think they run the ball. I think they do short, quick, short passes. And I think this game ends up staying under 2 decent defenses. And the last thing I'll say about futures, look at the Chargers to win the Super Bowl maybe next year, a year after that. Once they get their 2 tackles back, good coach, good running game, like all the pieces, like where the Chargers are going in the future. But with no Alt, no Slater, it does give me pause for this season.
Right. We got Bob again asking Pitt, Strange, or Jawan. I believe we were Jawan and Strange. Ethan likes Strange. I like Jawan. Why did you have a tiebreaker?
Strange.
Okay. And Mibar says they're just super injured. I think he's talking about the Chiefs. Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with you about that. I'm taking Philly here based on the fact that Herbert had that hand surgery. I think it's going to make this team very one-dimensional. And I think that it's going to help the Eagles defense just be able to really key in and make life miserable for the Chargers. Do I think the Eagles blow out the Chargers? Absolutely not. I see them winning between 4 and 7. Yeah, I think that's probably that's the side I'm going to lean here. Eagles -3. The Herbert injuries just scare me too much. And you know what? Maybe if the backup played, I think that actually put me on the Chargers. But the fact that they're going to try to put Herbert in there to I mean, there's no way Herbert with one hand can be better than a backup that can actually run the offense, right?
He's played with a broken finger on that left hand, which I know it's a little different, but it was a middle finger. So I didn't go back and look how he performed, but I think he did okay.
Scares me. It scares me that Eagles defensive line. But
I
that's
just
good.
have him spit on him.
Spit on him. Well, it's in the Eagles game, so we will play next week, so it shouldn't affect anything. Ethan, back-to-back weeks of pushes. What
Go for another one?
If you
what
push
are you thinking this week?
we whatever you say, we just have to bet exactly the spread.
Right.
Game to finish exactly by whatever.
I think I'm going to give one that has a chance to push.
Okay.
See if we can do the unthinkable. We're going to go 9. Vikings minus the 2.
Okay.
Vikings
I could go money
minus-
line, but no chance at pushing that. So, I guess there is.
Tie.
Well. Give me minus the 2.
Okay.
And by minus
Vikings-
the 2, I mean by exactly 2.
Would go Minnesota. Okay. All right, guys. That's gonna do it for this episode of Intentional Lounging. Dude, Minnesota Vikings. We'd have as many pushes as we did losses if that were to happen.
Flexing on the haters, can't touch my score. Money like Jerry Rice, touchdowns galore. Week after week, always asking for more. Bling on the wrist, got the books on the floor. Listen in, cash out, page just swelling. Plays on the field, see me winning, never dwelling. Flagged on Vegas, they know what I'm selling. NFL bets keep the cheesy compelling. Flexing on the haters, can't touch my score. Money like